What is up? Good morning, good morning. Hey, how nice this view is, bro. The water is just glistening. Damn. See those boats way back there? I think those are like those work boats, those ship boats. Yeah, like diamonds. I've been good. Bill's still in the hospital till he's hoping he gets out tomorrow. He's like hooked up to stuff. He's got this thing to help him breathe all day. He's been doing tests all day. He said he's feeling good though. He said he's feeling better. Like he said, I don't feel like bad, but they just want to make sure. So when I do travel, that everything's okay, you know? They don't want him to go on a plane and not, you know. But the surgery and stuff that he's going to have is when he gets home. But I might have to take care of Bill, and I want to. But when we get home, we're trying to figure out what's gonna go on though with New York and stuff. I still want to do that. He still wants to try to get there, but after the surgery, he's gonna need help. He's gonna need help to walk and everything, and he's got no one really there for him except me and Gina. So, but yeah, it's hard. I feel bad for him, you know. Hey, yeah, you can hire a nurse, true, but like, we'll see. You know, I don't know exactly what's gonna happen. Just taking it day by day. You know, you never know. Maybe everything will be better than we think, but yeah, just taking it day by day. I'm doing okay, yeah. I just ordered food. I've been chilling though. I've been doing good. Been doing my thing, watching podcasts, enjoying my alone time. It's kind of been nice being alone too, you know, because it's been very spiritual for me the last little bit, but I do miss Bill. So hopefully he's out on Wednesday, and hopefully, one sec. Um, Hopefully he's out on Wednesday. Happy Sunday. It's Monday. No, I haven't been out. I've just been doing my thing inside. But I've been enjoying it, you know, like I go on the balcony here and there, but mostly just been inside watching podcasts, doing my thing. I could do that, and I'm fine with it. I don't really need to get out. Will he need to go home right away? No, I think he's gonna be. I don't know exactly what's going on. I don't really know for sure. But either way, we got to do what's best for him. But I don't know for sure if he needs to go home right away. We don't really know that yet. We don't even know if he'll be out of the hospital on Wednesday. So all of that is kind of up in the air at the moment. But either way, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, day by day. But they definitely want him in the hospital till Wednesday. So he's doing tests. He's tired though, doing all these tests, you know? Mary, thank you. JJ Gifters, thank you. Yeah, the hospital's close. I might go visit him, but again, I'm doing my thing, you know? Um, so just enjoy my time with my by myself, and I call him on the phone and we talk, but I might go visit him, but just letting him do his thing and then hopefully see him on Wednesday. Kathy, thank you. Diane, thank you. Talking with my uncle. Yeah. Kim, thank you. Yeah, it's okay. I'm sure he'll be fine. But no matter what, it's still a lot having to do like all that like heart surgery when he gets back, and he's got his job, right? So he has to let his boss know, and then just everything going on like in his life. It's like it's not easy, especially for him. So, um, yeah, that's where it's he's going through a lot right now, you know. Um, but he's taking it really good. He's taking it well. Yeah. Gina, she's good. I don't know what the conversations are going on between Gina and Bill at the moment. I don't know how worried she is, but between me and her, she told me that, everything will be okay, and, just be faithful and stuff like that. So I think she's good, but she could also be telling me that she's good and maybe be a little more worrisome. I'm not too sure, but she probably is a little worried too, more than she says. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Mary, thank you. Diane, thank you. Yeah, he's got me to keep his spirit up. He's a strong guy. He's been through a lot, and he's got a lot of faith, and so I believe what's gonna happen is he'll probably get out on Wednesday. They're probably just being a little extra careful. And then I think we'll probably still spend the trip here, stick to the flight next week, and then I think we'll be when we get home, he'll get an appointment, and then probably tell his boss and go into surgery and stuff, and then with New York and stuff, maybe I'll bring my mom or something. Well, maybe Gina takes care of him, and I'll go do my thing, or we'll kind of see where we go from there. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I think he'll be good. He'll be good, I believe. But definitely not going to be an easy route for sure. I think it's going to be it's going to be hard no matter what with all that stuff. It's just not fun really. But again, he's got faith. He's got a lot of faith, so he's good. Yeah, but mom's actually on vacation. She's going to Portugal with her friends. So mom might be a write-off, but I can go with anyone. I'm sure even a friend would go, or whatever. But at the end of the day, number one priority is Bill. It's my career can take doesn't. I don't really care about my career as much as I care about my family, or human beings in general. So I'm focused on how other people are how other people are doing, and if we have to push it back, we push it back. Like it's not the end of the world. But yeah, when it comes to family, especially, that's number one for sure. So for me, it doesn't matter for me. Um, Being there for the people that I love is definitely my main priority with that. I think it's open heart surgery. One of his valves or something needs to be fixed. I forget exactly what it is, but one of his valves or something like that needs to be fixed. Toppers, thank you. We don't need to push nothing back, Bill says. Um, yeah, I don't know the plan, but I'm just letting you know. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. A lot of people worry about me, but I don't want that, because at the end of the day, for me, it really doesn't matter to me. Deb, thank you. CJ, thank you. Hey. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't matter, but I'm saying it doesn't matter to me. Not that I don't matter, but for me it doesn't matter. With things, with extra things like that. When it comes to extra things, I don't really care as much as I care about just being with me and love and etc. Like the extra stuff for me, it's not the biggest deal for me. So yeah, that's just kind of my perspective on it. But you know, yeah, it's not a big deal. Like for me, it's not really a big deal for me. Jen, thank you. Tappers, thank you. Josie, thank you. Yeah, I've been eating good food. I think I'm having lemon chicken or something, or lemon beef, lemon something. I don't know. Bill's gonna order me something with fries. Kind of the same thing with the onions and stuff, but I'm gonna do no onions this time, and I think a different sauce. The other one was kind of like a darker, like gravy sauce. I think I'm going more like a lemon, like sweet kind of sauce. So I think I'm gonna go with that. It's hard not to have pasta and meat sauce because I've really been loving the pasta and meat sauce. Kathy, thank you. Mary, thank you. But switch it up a little bit, I guess. Sonia, thank you. Yeah, Bill's ordering me food, of course. You know, Bill's still on his phone. He's still doing work. He's still doing his thing. And you know, he still cares about what I'm doing, obviously, and stuff, right? I came with him this trip, and he's not just gonna. Any sane person, any normal person is not gonna leave somebody in the dust like that, right? When you think about it. So you know, it's not something to praise. It's just out of his good heart. Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Making sure that I'm doing okay as well, right? And he's chilling. The reason why he's in the hospital is because they just want to watch over him to make sure. You know, it's not that he can't walk or can't see or can't talk or anything like that. Just staying there to kind of run some tests and to make sure and stuff like that. No, definitely not afraid being alone. I'm not really afraid of much, which can be a little bit maybe scary itself. I kind of just put everything in God's hands. But I'm not really afraid of too much. Don't get me wrong, I still fear, but I'm not really like, life is too life's too short and also too beautiful, and like it's you can be afraid of anything, you know. So it's like you gotta do anyway, right? So it is what it is, right? Cal, thank you. Robin, thank you. It is what it is. Hey, from the Philippines, it's good. No, I didn't get the figs. I could use some figs right now, or some fruit. That'd be nice. I've been traveling a lot. It's good, dude. Honestly, bro, a lot of people are like, you know, have you been getting out and stuff? And it's like, you know, I would tell you first if I was getting out. You know, I know why people ask that because they're kind of judging what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, guys, like I love to be at home. I've been watching Jesus podcasts all day, learning about Jesus. I've been reading the Bible. I've been still focusing on the weather outside. I've just been doing me, you know, and it's been great. So I don't want anyone to feel bad that I'm not doing anything or anything. I told Bill that because I'm genuinely enjoying my time. Like there's nothing really more I would like to do than just to be by myself and kind of enjoy my time. Something interesting in Jesus. For me, it's that like the world puts you on an aspect where you think that things matter more than Jesus, but when you really put Jesus first in your life, the beauty that comes with it kind of makes you realize that like other things don't matter as much as that. And like that's the most like interesting thing I learned, because anything else kind of like runs you astray to think that other things matter, when like it doesn't make you like feel good, you know what I mean? It doesn't make you happy. So like that's probably the most interesting thing when I think of it all. It's like when you really get down to the bone of it, you realize that the only thing that really matters is Jesus. And that's like a super beautiful thing. And then you start to tap into the spiritual world more, and the spiritual world is so cool, and everything's so cool. And then you start realizing like how special you really are when you're talking to Jesus and stuff. You realize how special you are, and you also realize how evil the world is. Like the world is trying to steal joy from you. It's trying to, like, the world is trying to kill the spirit. Like we're basically like, this is like the middle between like hell and heaven. So like the world is trying to steal your spirit. And so it's something that like you need to like consistently check who you're valuing first, you know? And when you put Jesus first, everything is beautiful. Like you don't worry about not being good enough, or you don't worry about this not working out, or you don't worry about what the future holds. When you actually learn to put Jesus first is when you actually start to let everything else go, and you start actually looking forward to the future and the present with Jesus. And it's just like super fulfilling and like beautiful. And yeah, it's good, dude. You don't really, as much as you fear it, the fear starts to lessen, and it ends up going away with like just strictly enjoying. So like if you fear, then you're not with Jesus, you know? I'm not saying there's people that study Jesus for their whole life and they love Jesus, but then something bad happens to them and they fear. You know, I'm not saying things won't happen, but if it just is what it is. If you are fearful, that means you're not with Jesus. So it's like you have to remind yourself that. CJ, thank you. So yeah, that's all I've been doing, and it's been awesome. You know, I've probably watched maybe, I would say the past day, like since Bill's been in the hospital, I've probably watched 6 to like 10, maybe less, but in between there, podcasts about 2 hours long to 3 hours long of people talking about God. And I've just started reading the Bible and just doing a lot of prayer. And don't get me wrong, there's probably been 3 times that I went through a tough time. Worrying about my health, worrying about my future, worrying about who I am. And every time I've dove into that, it strengthened my faith. But now I think I'm at the point where I'm going to really start choosing faith over fear, because I'm starting to realize that the faith is so much more beautiful than your fear. Like, your fear doesn't even like equate to the amount of faith, to the beauty, the amount of like, if you think like, oh, I need to make money, or I need to have this to be happy, none of those fears even come close to as good as the faith that you have in your heart through Jesus. It's not even close. But the only way to feel that is to fully dive in and trust it. Like fully. And the only way to do that is to like that muscle needs to grow, that habit needs to grow. So every time you think of something, if you start doing more research on a negative topic, you're only following fear. If you're letting yourself go down a spiral of overthinking, you're choosing fear. It's up to you to choose the faith and fear. I'm not saying when you choose faith, it's not going to be a struggle. When you choose that faith, you're still going to feel, but it won't be a struggle. It'll almost, I thought about it last night, it'll almost be like laying in a bed and the bed is the shape of a cross. That's how you should look at your life. You should look at your life that you're either sitting or laying in a bed of a cross and you're on a roller coaster. And that roller coaster is life and things around you, but you're protected by laying in that bed with the cross, and that's where you're going to pass and go right through, like succumb. Lemon, chicken, and potatoes. That sounds good. It's pretty good. We'll see. Chicken better be good, because sometimes chicken, not my favorite. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, you have to fully surrender, but the only way to surrender is to fully believe. And the only way to fully believe is to choose Jesus all the time. Even when you're in times of struggle, if you're choosing fear, that's not choosing Jesus. If you're choosing the devil, you're not choosing Jesus. If you're choosing the worldly things, that's not choosing Jesus. You have to continuously choose Jesus, and you have to continuously believe in it. And that's the only way that you'll surrender and start to see the beauty around you, and you'll start to dive into that, and you'll start to see things more clear and feel things better and stuff like that. And then when you're with Jesus, everything just is easy. Even the worst times become easy. And that's why I believe Bill's very strong, where a lot of people wouldn't be that strong, because Bill has Jesus like massively. One of the biggest believers I've ever met was Bill. Like, he's been through so much, and I always wonder, but he's one of the biggest believers for sure. He's doing good. He's getting out of the hospital on Wednesday, hopefully, but he's doing okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing great, actually. My last bit of chips. They're cheddar, like Lay's cheddar. Yeah, Jesus is the only way. And you have to be a warrior for Jesus. The laundry, Sally, it's going. I haven't done any laundry, but I still have clothes because Bill's daughter did laundry for me like last week. I have a lot of clothes, so I've just been Like, I still haven't went through all my dirty clothes, but definitely soon I'm gonna have to do laundry. Good morning. It's a very nice day, yeah. Very nice day. Happy birthday, Kim. Look at that. It's a beautiful day. Bonnie, thank you. Stephanie, thank you, and thank you. Yeah, it's almost 5. 444. Stephanie, thank you. The hospital, I don't know if it's close by. What up, what up? Tappers, thank you. Is there a pool at the apartment? No, there's no pool. No. Special K, thank you. Is there anything you want to see before you leave? No, honestly, just enjoying my time. I'm gonna really study the Word of God. That's my goal. And because it's bringing me to a place of peace that I've never felt in a long, long time. So I'm feeling really, really good recently. So I'm not really worried about where I go. I'm worried about what's inside. Special K, thank you. D to the J, thank you. I'm at this place till tomorrow, but I think we're gonna extend it. No, Wednesday, I'm pretty sure is the last day, but I think we're gonna extend it. We're gonna try to. Yeah, I can share podcasts. So one is obviously George Janko and Bryce Crawford. Those are the two main ones. Those are the two main ones. And then I think like I'm going to get into more, I think of, I don't know, I'm doing my researches on it, so I kind of start off with like George Janko, even evidence of Christ and stuff. I don't really like talking about things like that. I just like talking about the word. So I'm more just looking for podcasts of people talking about the beauty and things that how we should live, And then just now while I was watching Bryce Crawford talk to this guy Marlon, he's like a big TikToker. I've been like reading the Bible while I watch that. Sorry, it's looping, I think. That's better now. Okay, beauty. Yeah, I've been watching. So like I'll have it on my screen like in the top right corner, and I'll just watch a podcast of people talking about faith or talking about stories or whatever. And then I have the Bible app, so I'll just read sometimes while I watch it or whatever. Or I'll put a blanket over my head, kind of wrap myself, and then just really listen to it. But as I'm listening, more just focusing on the core, and I can literally feel the cross being like done within me, and it almost feels like I'm sticking to the cross and like listening from that perspective. So super, super beautiful and cleanses you massively. Like massively, it's super beautiful. Yeah. 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 Bonnie, thank you. Toppers, thank you. Aw, thanks, Oma. I listened to the Bible on my walk yesterday. Yeah, honestly, I would say like I'm starting to feel like any time without God is almost like a waste of time in a way. So it's like I'm trying just to focus more on just sticking with the commandments and watching and learning His Word, because there's so much beauty that comes with that. So much freedom. You know, like you can look at a walk as like just a walk. Almost like the walk is like even dreadful in a way. But then when you walk with God, that walk becomes something that is more like eternity, where like you don't really want it to end. Like it's just everything is in one, instead of like feeling like it's like you have to do it. Everything just becomes one, you know? So it's like to really ingrain that in your heart and soul is like kind of like what you should only be doing to make the whole world beautiful, you know? Mary, thank you. Josh Howerton. Okay. Yeah, I think like with Jesus dying on the cross, there like in my opinion, like everything changes with like modern society. But like the more, in my opinion, you can go to the deep rooted of like where Jesus began, and the more your relationships becomes with Jesus more than like what things are telling you, the more valuable. Like just like I feel like the main thing you should do is just follow the word, search for the word, and feel Jesus's presence. You're gonna change, you're gonna grow, you're gonna learn, but like continuously follow what you feel is right, what you feel Jesus is telling you. And I feel like that's where you'll gain so much more like perspective and heart. You know, you kind of ask yourself, is this something you feel Jesus would like or don't like, you know? And you'll learn like a lot from that. Irene, thank you. Yeah, you can feel it through nature for sure, but the best way to feel Jesus is through your heart. Because you should almost, in my opinion, feel the cross being like put through you in a way. Like you should feel like you're literally sitting like, and your body is like, you have the cross that's going down your spine all the way to your toes, from your hands all the way to your fingertips to your other hands. You should literally feel like your heart is living and breathing the cross. Like that is your bed, that is your light. And like then you'll start being like fixed by the cross. Like when I do that, I start to notice things that I don't notice. I start to like heal things that I feel like I couldn't heal, and like I start to understand things that I feel like I couldn't understand. And the more you dive into that, the more like the spiritual world will like test you, but the more like you should literally just like stand so strong and stay so strong in your faith. And that's what's beautiful about social media, is that the social media we have can be used to like stand in your faith, still be entertained, but listen to people that are talking about that as well. So it's not like you have to feel alone, or you feel like you have to find these people. You can have all these, you can have literal like, you can listen to George Janko, you can listen to all these people, and you can still be entertained at the same time as sitting there with Jesus. And that's the positive side of it, you know? Stephanie, thank you. Elaine, thank you. Toppers, thank you. That's pretty cool. You know, Jesus is the truth and the light. Like, you don't have to worry about what you've done in the past. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen in the future. If you choose Jesus today, you're forever saved. And there's no greater place to be than that place. You know? Stephanie, thank you. Kim, thank you. Oh, nice. Do you believe this or just want likes? No, I genuinely believe this. Like, when you chase likes, and it can seem like that for sure, but I'd rather have no social media, and I'd rather die, actually, with the cross, than to live rich with everything in my hands. And want me to tell you why? Everything becomes meaningless eventually. Everything. Sex, drugs, money. At the end, as much as it sounds so great and feels like it'll never become meaningless, at the end you'll eventually become immune to it, and you'll actually start to resent it. You'll start to hate it because you're looking for that feeling through something that isn't giving you the same feeling you got when you first did it, just like when you first have that smoke or that drink. So you start to hate it because you're looking for that feeling, and it's not coming. And there's always someone richer than you. There's always someone better looking than you. There's always someone, like, if you follow those footsteps, you'll be chasing everything, and there's always someone younger. There's always a new hotter guy that's 20 years old that is going to be hotter than a 26-year-old. That's just how it is. There's always going to be that. If you're looking from it from that perspective, you will never win that race. So to look at it like that, or to value that, I would rather die in Jesus's hands than to have any of those things, because I know it doesn't give me any future fulfillment. The only thing that makes me have future fulfillment and live forever is Jesus and God's word, because that means I don't need any validation from other things that aren't fulfilling me, but Jesus actually gives me that validation. Right? Why do Christians focus on Jesus, not God? In my opinion, my God is Jesus. Like, when I don't want to argue with you or have you disbelieve or whatever, but for me, I'm speaking for me. When I look at the cross, that makes me feel saved. So does God, so does the world, so does all this. But for me, when I look at the cross, that's something that feels like eternity for me. So that's not for me to push onto you, but that's my calling for me to follow, and that's what makes me feel good. You know, so my God is Jesus Christ. And that's why I wear a cross, you know. I don't wear this cross for jewelry. I wear this because, like, I could get better jewelry than a cross, but this is why I wear it, because that means something to me. Yeah. Yeah, it's super beautiful, man. Super beautiful. Yeah, for me, God created I think there's things that we don't understand. So I think we're never going to fully understand God's 100%. We're always going to learn. When we go to the spiritual world, we're going to be surprised. That's just how life is. But we do have a roadmap to understand the basics of what to follow. Doesn't mean it'll be perfect, but it's still something that we can feel is giving meaning and grace, and that's why we're doing it. You know, we're not doing it for no reason, right? If it was for no reason, nothing would mean anything. It gives us meaning, and that's something that we follow because that's what makes us feel good, right? Yeah. If it doesn't make you feel good, that's okay. You know, your path, your life is your life. It's not for me to, it's not for me to do it, to change you or to debate with you. Like your path is your path. But my path is my path. Tappers, thank you. And the reason I say that is because, Cal, thank you. Jesus wants me to follow him more than he wants me to fight what's against him. So what Jesus is telling me right now is don't worry about others. Focus on me. I want to heal you. I want to take care of you. I want to be with you. I want to learn from you. I want you to learn from me. I want you to stay with me. And I want you to let me take care of everything around you. So that, I'm not saying in front of me there's not going to be hard things, but the main focus should be focusing on God and the cross. Michelle, thank you. D to the J, thank you. Yeah, the thing is it's not about you telling me this, you telling me that, you debating this, you debating that. At the end of the day, a true believer, you will never take away their belief. Even if this huge evidence comes out and it says Jesus is this, you will never be able to take away a true believer's belief because it's a spark in someone's eye. It's something that you see and you don't even have to question, you just know. And that's where it's not even worth fighting over it because it's just so beautiful to follow. And thank you. When I get home, I'll probably go to church. Start going to church, but when I go home, I'm going to do a lot of like soul searching for myself. So it's going to be like listening to new podcasts on God, listening to ceremonies. I'm going to go spend time in nature, go for walks, like just be with God, learn the day and the night. I'm going to come on here and start talking to you guys to spread the word. And I'm gonna value every meal. I'm gonna do what I feel is right with my walk with God. And that's not something that is ever gonna be a schedule or ever is gonna be the same. It's always gonna be a journey. And that's what's beautiful about it. You know, every day is exciting because it's always something new. So it's not something like, oh, I'm just going to spend time in nature. Oh, I'm just going to listen to videos. Oh, no, it's whatever God is telling you to do. If God after this live tells me, like God told me to go live. If God tells me to go and watch a podcast, that's what he told me to do. If God tells me to go talk to a friend, that's what he's telling me to do. If God tells me to go walk in nature, that's what he's telling me to do. So it's just following the cross. Yeah, not your own brain, because you start overthinking, you start trying to doubt. So the best, when you know that the answer is love, but you decide to hate. Everything around you starts to break, And all the people around you, they would have loved you if you just loved. You would have had money, abundance, love, beauty, people looking up to you, but your own brain decided to doubt and hurt others that ended you up in jail, ended you up doing things you regret, ended you losing relationships that you could have nourished and taken care of. So if you don't follow the love of Christ, you're always going to start to follow things that are actually hurting you, and you actually lose all these amazing things that you could have had if you just planted the seed and watered it properly and grew it properly. So the only time you feel 100% good is when you're with Christ. Every time you go against Christ, you go into every other thing and you end up back in the exact same place, just more hurt. And then you're asking for forgiveness again, and you want to be with him again. Then you see the light and you do it again. So you're only wasting your own time. Annie, thank you. Sally, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And Kel, thank you. Sally, thank you. Yeah, man, it's so beautiful, and you won't hate people that are trying to hurt you. You'll feel bad for those people because you're already saved in heaven. So one day you're already saved. So you'll look at those people as like, God, please be there for those people that are going through something that they don't understand right now. Like life becomes bigger than just like life problems. Life becomes more eternal. How do you reconcile divine guidance with running an Expect OnlyFans account? Oh, I was going to answer that person. Even God loved prostitutes. Even God loved the drug dealer. Even God loved the murderer. We're all his children that go through things. If you decide to choose God, you are saved forever. So, the thing is the one thing God doesn't love is someone that's going against his word in the means of hurting other people. The devil loves that though. The devil looks at people like that and says, yeah, hurt that person, but God doesn't want that. God wants someone that, they tried to figure it out. They're trying to learn, but they're growing. And they're becoming a better person. So that's where you got to focus on, is growth with God. Tappers, thank you. Yeah, nobody's perfect, no, but the goal is to be perfect with God. So yes, no one's perfect, but you'd be surprised how good people really are. There's some people that are so close to God that a lot of people would say it is perfect. And so the goal is to be perfect with God. That's the goal. That's what you always want to be working towards. It's not about making the excuse like nobody's perfect, etc. It's owning your mistakes, owning the things that aren't making you feel good, and running to the cross to be as perfect as you can with Christ, because that's the whole meaning. That's the whole goal. And it's not about keep trying, it's about doing. This isn't a facade. This isn't something that we just say to be like, oh, what's next? This is something that you genuinely follow. Stephanie, thank you. It's real. The only right path is following Jesus, We can think, you can go help out 100 people and then go back to thinking that, why don't I get this? Why don't I get that? But when you do it out of Christ, you're doing it for something other than yourself. You're doing it for Him. And that is the action of greatness, of perfection. Because that's the truth. You're doing it for God. You're not doing it for something that your flesh wants. You're doing it for Jesus, for God. Tappers, thank you. Tiffany, thank you. Yeah, not getting someone God's protection. I think what's meant for you will always end up being meant for you, and it's always more beautiful than you can imagine. But if you give in to the devil, what's meant for you will never come to you. That's why hell's forever, because it's something that you're living in, you're choosing to live in forever. So you need to learn to cut all that stuff out and to really dive deep to your soul, what you genuinely hunger for, your soul. And when you fully follow Christ with that, that's when things will start to come to you for you, and you'll live in that spirit. But if you keep doing things that you shouldn't, or you keep wondering about blah blah blah, then you're never going to be, you're choosing to be with the devil. You're choosing hell. But that struggle with Christ, because it is a struggle, it's painful to get to the core and stay at the core. That's what builds you. That's the pressure that makes the diamonds. It's not hard though. You guys are only making it hard by bringing it up. It's not hard. When you're following Christ, it's not hard to realize this isn't meant for you. The only person that's telling you it's hard is the devil. It's not hard. When you're 100% there for you and love Jesus, what's meant for you, it's not hard. It's the most beautiful thing you can ever imagine, because you're living in that presence. You're not playing the sad story. You're not consistently talking about things. You're not bringing it up because misery loves company. All of those things are all just the devil trying to put you on his merry-go-round in a circle. That's not where you want to be. You want to be fully with Christ. Missy, thank you. Taylor, thank you. Nice. Missy, thank you. Yeah, you'll feel lost in God's presence, because if you go fully into God's presence, you'll feel you don't know what the next moment takes. When you try to do it your own way, you have this false narrative of you kind of know what's going to go on, but you really don't. So the truth is the light, the truth is Jesus, and that the truth is you don't know. But the truth is, when you stay with that and you dive into that, that's the roller coaster of staying with the cross, staying on the bed of the cross, and going through the struggles of life. That's the pressure making you a diamond, that's actually building you through the flesh, through the spirit, through all that. So it's just enjoy being with that only, And whatever comes your way, it doesn't matter. What matters is being with Jesus. And because then even the struggles are beautiful. When you're with Jesus, even the hardest pain that you can ever imagine it's beautiful. So, but when you're not with Jesus, it's not beautiful at all. It's horrendous. Everything's the world's and everything's But when you're actually with Jesus, even the struggle is beautiful. And that's why Jesus died on the cross. Even though he was going through so much pain and it was so hard, it was still worth it. No, you don't have to go to church to be a good Christian. No. All you have to do is have Jesus in your heart. But to be good with Jesus, that means if you're going on social media to watch videos of guys dancing, to watch girls dancing, to watch the news, what's happening in other countries, watching these funny videos all day and wasting your time, what do you think's a better relationship? Doing that or the idea of studying scripture, of to watching people actually talk about God? What do you think is actually going to be better? You're going to have a better relationship putting your focus onto the topic of God. You're going to understand more. You're going to learn more. You're going to grow more. So it's not about if I don't go to church, blah, 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 but it's what is better for you? What's going to get you closer to God? What is going to make you understand God more? Being around people that hang out with the devil and believe in partying and all this crazy stuff, or being around people that value God and love God. So it's all about your decisions and where you're staying. And if you're genuinely in your heart staying with Christ, you're going to want to talk to people about Christ more than you're going to want to do the opposite. If you're genuinely with Christ and the cross. That's who you are. It's natural. Right? And then when you're really with him, the things that you used to value actually become like you look at it from a different perspective, like a heaven perspective, and you're like, oh, why was I valuing, like it becomes cringe. The things that you used to think ran your life actually start to become like cringe. Like there's a beauty up here that is like so beautiful that those things end up like totally becoming not a part of you. And you'll be like, I can't believe I was in that drought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can do Bible studies for sure. We can talk about the Bible more and we can talk about God more. I gotta go to the washroom. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the washroom really bad. Just give me 1 sec. two things that I realized that I gotta share is, number one, your beauty comes from God. That's number one. The beautiful you is not your outside shell, is not the things that you do. The beauty is this little spark that's inside you, and that's God. It's your natural human being. It's who you are. And that's what makes you attractive. That's what makes you interesting. That's who you are. Okay? And the second thing is, you'll never be jealous with God, because we are all together with God. We are all like this. Picture the Big Bang is this little speck, and then it creates the world. We are that little speck that everything goes right back into that. So you'll never be jealous, you'll never be worried, you'll never wonder. Everything, we are all connected as one thing. All helping each other. All going through the Spirit. Frick, it gets cold and hot in here. Yeah, the body of Christ, exactly. Yeah, no problem. But you see how evil giving into the flesh is. You see how evil giving into everything else is. Everything else, like, you can see it. You can see it on me. You can see it on you. You can see it. It wears you down. All this worry, this wonder, this giving in the flesh, it all just wears you down. It's not the truth. It's not that little speck, that little cross that's inside of your heart that puts everything together. It's not that. You know what I mean? So it's going against all that, which isn't making your truth grow and that light be beautiful and shine and grow together. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say in that is, nobody's perfect, but we're all trying to be. So keep trying. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, lessons learning, but most importantly, just focusing on what really matters, which is Christ. Took me so long to realize the devil was my main suffering. Yeah, I followed you. I appreciate your honesty, because I feel like we probably go through a lot of the same stuff. It's you don't notice it until you got no choice to notice it. That's my experience. You don't notice it until you're on your hands and knees and nothing else matters, and the only thing that's there for you that makes you feel better than anything has ever felt in your life is Jesus. That is the only thing. So it's like, stay with that, grow that, and love that. It's good to see you too. Food's here. I love how Bill's like, Will, open the door. The food's there. That is funny. It's not really funny because he's going through a lot, but just to like picture him sitting there, and then the one thing he's worried about is not interrupting my live and texting it, but the food's here. That's just a good guy. Excusez-moi. Yeah.
Aqui,
Yeah.
até aqui na cabeça. Isso.
Thanks, Wes. You know what I love about Greece? They only use coins. There's no bills in Greece. Joking. There's a bill here right now. He's just not here right here, but he's over there. No, but I'm joking. There are dollar bills. I was joking. But did I kind of get you? Because like, you know, in like the Roman times, they had like just coins. That'd be sick. That would be cool though, you know? Yeah, we got euros. We got lemon chicken. Smells pretty good. Ow. Bill, if this isn't good, I swear I'm coming to the hospital. No, I'm kidding. That is good. That is good though. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's beef and potatoes. The best food, I don't know, it's all good, you know? Like, for some reason though, right now, I could muck some horta. Like muck. I went to bed last night at like 8, 9 o'clock. I went to bed. Yeah, I went to bed really early. Right now it's 5:30, but I'll probably be in bed at like 8, 9 again. It feels so good going to bed early and then waking up at like 7, 8 o'clock. But I went to bed at like 8, 9 o'clock. I woke up at 4 in the morning to go in the washroom. Then I went back to sleep. I woke up at like 7:30. Then I went back to sleep. And then I woke up at like 9:30. And then watched right away, threw on a Jesus podcast. And then Bill called me at like 10:30. Really good dreams. Every time I put Jesus first, like fully first, my dreams are so real. Like I wake up like almost scared sometimes because it's so vivid. And like, yeah. Yeah, I'm rested. Definitely like went through a lot though these past couple days. Like even though like thank God for Jesus, the last couple days there's been a couple of times where I went through so much. But I wouldn't have taken it back because it brought me to a place that I haven't been in like years. I got beef, potatoes, and then there's cheese in the beef. It's like feta cheese. But I'm already getting full and I don't want to stop eating. No, I thought it was lemon chicken, but it's beef, so I'll show you. See how that cheese is in the middle? That's the beef, and then these lemon potatoes. And then there's like juice at the bottom. Right? Yeah, like meatloaf, yeah. People are gonna be like, I love how you keep the bag on the Coke. It's like, that was not intentional. I love how you say pasta. I love how you keep the bag on the Coke. I love how your hair parts to the right sometimes and like your earlobes are like stuck to your chin. Do you really? Oh. What's your favorite movie about God? I don't know, tell me some, because I know there's The Passion of Christ, right? But I'm trying to think, is there any other movies? Maybe I can watch one tonight. I think I kind of want to watch. Have you seen that one with Brad Pitt? Um, it's not about God himself, but it's about like back in the day, like the soldiers. I forget what it's called. Thor? Not Thor. Watch Heaven for real. I should watch that. 10 Commandments. Oh, I should watch 10 Commandments. Troy. I kind of want to watch Troy. That sounds like a sick movie. The 10 Commandments though. What is that one? I didn't know that was one. Heaven is for real is awesome. Oh, I gotta watch that. I don't have Netflix or anything right now, but I can just buy movies on YouTube and or Google. They're only like $10 or something. You just buy movies. Moses. I can only imagine. Okay, you guys are gonna have to remind me of these in the Discord, because I'll probably ask you after. King of Kings is good? Damn. Has God ever answered a specific question for you? Honestly, God answers all your questions. You just try to figure it out for yourself. But if you just trust God and lean fully into Him and stop trying to put it into your own words, He answers everything for you. And everything makes sense eventually. So it's like, just say you're following God. And then you're like, one sec, I'm going to pause God for a second. And I'm going to try to do my mathematics. And I'm gonna try to figure something out. Does this person love me? Do you think like I said the right thing? And that, like all of these doubts and like you're pushing God aside to try to figure things out for yourself, when that's following the devil. So it's like you have to just follow God even when you're scared. Like fully dive into it and just let God mold you, and all your questions will be answered with time and it'll all make sense. So don't try to figure it out for yourself. Just trust and love and grow with God. That's it. And everything will be fine. There's not a specific Bible verse, but I would say the one I really like, I don't really know Bible verses too well, but there's one, and I think it's James 8:18. James is my middle name, and 8 was my first hockey number, and 18 was my last hockey number. And it's what's bad right now, what's good in the future is going to be so much better than what's bad right now, like something like that. I bet someone will know this quote if they can share it. It's basically like what all the bad that's happening right now is not even close to all the good that's going to happen. And I think that's James 8:18, I think. And that is like, so that's like one that stood out to me, like, and it's so amazing because it's like all the struggles that you're going through right now isn't even close to what's to come. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, my phone might be lagging. It's at 3%, so I have to charge it for a bit, and then I'll come back on after. One sec, give me 1 sec. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't know if I'm right. I think it's Romans 8:18. Yeah, Romans. Sorry. I think it's Romans. It's the present sufferings are not worthy of being compared to the glory that shall be. That's it. That one's my favorite because I like 8 and 18. But then, most importantly, it's like, it's so true because like you feel like this is bad, which it is, but the way to get to the best is to go through the suffering, just like the pain equals the gain. So it's like all that you're going through is only bringing you closer to Jesus, which is better than you can ever imagine. So it's like just love the struggle and endure it and grow through it and embrace it because it is molding you exactly where you need to be. Are you in a treatment facility? No, I'm in my hotel. Sorry, that's funny. I suffer with schizophrenia. Yeah, honestly, with like disease and everything, just focus on God. You know, like, no matter what you're going through, God is bigger than your problems. It's not about what you're medically going through and stuff. Jesus saves you. So don't put value into what the world is telling you. Put only value into Jesus. And that will give you all the truth and meaning that you need. I'm not saying don't get medical help. Of course, do what's right for you. But where are you putting your value? That's what matters. And you should be putting all your value into God, into Jesus. Because that's the truth. It's not everything else on the outside. What is grease like? What, is my hair greasy? I didn't shower today. Sorry, you spelled grease wrong. Grease is good. Grease is good. It's nice, It's the water is definitely the best in Greece, It's I think that is definitely something that is like outstanding, is like the water. The ocean's so beautiful, so that's something that's like just it's so gorgeous, the water here in Greece. So bright, so blue, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's okay, I'm just joking with you. Anyway, I'm gonna let my phone charge and come back after, because I don't like it being at 3%. It could just die any moment, and then I have to charge it and say my phone died. I'd rather just end it now. It's on the charger, but sometimes the live just takes so much battery that it takes more battery than it's gaining, and then it starts lagging and stuff. So I'm just gonna end it now, watch a podcast, let my phone charge, and then I'll be on like later. But thank you guys so much. Really good talks. We're gonna start talking more about God and like personal experiences, because the only meaning in my life is Jesus Christ. I've been through so much, and what gives me hope and grace and meaning is Jesus. So we're gonna start talking about stuff like that and try to get closer and closer to the truth. Thank you guys. Love you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the support. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye, guys. Thank you. Great live. Great live.